Okay, so do y'all ever do something and forget you did it? Specifically buy something and forget you bought it. So this one says February 2021. This one says March 2021. This one says November 2021. This one says also November, but not a year. I don't know if I have two or if they're from two separate years. This one doesn't say. And this one says April 2021. So, okay, so I didn't actually buy these on the dates they're in. Let's Make Art is a subscription box I had. Oh, I don't even remember. It may have been 21. It may have been 20. Yeah, it had to be 21, which was 22. I had Sakuraku, which is the Japanese food. And then this year, I'm doing the Art Box Challenge. I had to look at the name. Isn't that sad? Oh, I had to look at the name. So, these had to have been 2021s, but I don't think I did the whole year. So I missed some, and then I went back when they clearanced them out and ordered them. So here's the long way about saying these are like 2 years old, and I've probably had them a year to a year and a half. I don't know if the supplies in them are any good. I went through and broke all the tape and took out the stuffing in all of them, but I thought it would be fun. Yeah. Fun, to just take a box and do a page, but they come with their own little art journal. Now, I did notice one of them I'd robbed the art journal out. So this is the little art journal. It's a Carpe Diem Mixed Media Traveler's Notebook insert. So I thought I would do one page per box, not one book per box. So since how we took it out of this one, let's make it the April 2021. Alright, I don't know what's in here, so I have zero plan. So let's see. Alright, so of course it comes with the notebook, or it came. They don't do this anymore. They, I think, have a yearly class you do now instead for art journaling. So don't be like, what's the website I want to order, blah, blah, blah. These are long gone. These are 2 years old. Okay, so they came with these little inspiration cards, and a tutorial card, a postcard to make and send, a technique card, and a prompt. Okay, we'll use them. Then it came with some kind of collage papers. So let's pull those out. We'll throw this box over on the side. That might be good for organizing something in the front room. I started to just unpack them and like put the collage papers and the supplies. But then I thought, you know, I don't even know if the supplies are any good anymore since they're so old. They could be dried out for all I know. And then I also thought, wouldn't it kind of be fun just to go through and do something with them now? So, okay. That's what we're going to do. All right. So let's get our notebook out first. And I did try to find somewhere else, but apparently they make, Carpe Diem makes this notebook just for Let's Make Art. You can't buy it. Because I do like this. It's the size of the cheapy ones I buy, but it has got this really heavyweight paper in it. Yep. Alright, just because y'all know it's me, restart here. I never start here. Sometimes I go back and do like a title page, but 9 times out of 10, I just glue it down. It's just a me thing. It's just a me thing. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that page is what I'm saying. I'm just weird. Okay, so let's see what we've got here to work with. We have got Dina Wakley Apricot Acrylic Paint. We have got Cretacolor Monolith. So this is probably a water-soluble pencil because I'm almost positive my water-solid pencils. No, mine are Mondelez. I thought they were going to be Monolith for a second. Nope, not the same brand. Okay, Monolith. I'm not sure exactly what that is. And it's kind of heavy. It's actually very heavy. We'll see what it is. Surely there's something in here that tells me what kind of pencil that is. More paint. Fuchsia. I do love, let's just pour it out. Yes Paste, they just filled these little things themselves. So I'm betting the Yes Paste is long since dried up. Okay, I can't even get in it. Glue stick. I'm just tossing it. Okay, these bags are really cute. I might do something with them. A pencil, gesso, white gesso. Cheddar. This is actually one of my favorite colors from Dina Wakley. Marine. I don't think I had marine. I always expected it to be Calypso. So, yeah, because that's the color I have that's closest to that. All right, so our prompt cards. And I did make a cute little box to put all these in so I could reuse them, you know, like just draw from them. And then, yeah. And then I never opened them. Okay, so, okay, so prompt. I guess there's 3. I could think they kind of go together. The first one is imperfect. Pop culture often celebrates flawless beauty and perfection, where wabi-sabi, y'all know I love me some wabi-sabi, celebrates the imperfect, worn, or unfinished. Being imperfect is a part of existing, so let's try finding beauty in imperfection. Even when petals have flaws, all you see is a beautiful flower. How can you apply this idea to your art making process? Capture your ideas in your journal. All right, so there is one. We're going to read them all and then just, because we're only doing one page. Weathered. Have you ever thought about sedimentary layers and how they weather and erosion and how they show weather? I left out a word. I thought that didn't make sense. How they show weather and erosion over a period of time. Let's explore the wabi-sabi idea of weathering and try illustrating a passage of time in an abstract landscape piece by building some layers with collage paper and texture. You could try including something from your daily life as well, such as a receipt, a scrap of paper, part of an envelope from the mail. Where's my little bag of goodies? We're going to use for mine, as soon as I find where I put them, tea bag. Y'all know I love tea bags and I love tea. Let's see. Part of an envelope from the mail you received. Try experimenting with covering up some of the layers pasted down with gesso and paint while letting other layers show through. Impermanence. Let's take some clues from nature, considering the idea of impermanence. When you think of a tree during different seasons, what comes to mind? Can you find the beauty in each season because of its transitory nature? Try capturing this in your journal. Okay, so those are the prompts. We can use all of them, none of them. I'm just going to read them and just let all this stew in our heads. This is the technique cards, and the subject is wabi-sabi, which is sheer luck, y'all. I mean, it probably is one of the reasons I bought it, because I've loved wabi-sabi for a while. So the fact that the theme of this box was apparently wabi-sabi is probably why I picked it to be one of the ones I bought. Alright, so this technique is Layers of Love. This is a water-soluble graphite pencil. I wondered if it was graphite because it's so heavy. Okay, so this is just exactly what it was just saying. Collage papers down. Tear them in different widths, paste them onto the lower third of your page, add a few lighter valued papers to the top section, add gesso over the papers, letting some show through, add the marine paint to the top to be the sky, and add other colors to the bottom to add contrast. And then there's a picture of their example. Oh, I like this one. The tree. I love drawing a tree, especially a leafless tree. I don't know why, but I always have. All right, so this one is drawing on impermanence. Start spreading gesso with a palette knife to add texture to your page. Imagine where you'll place the drawing of your tree. Add a few branches, branch-like scraps to add some dimension. Scrapes, not scraps. I wonder, scraps of what? Scrapes to add some dimension. Loosely sketch a tree with your monolith pencils. Try smudging it, wetting it to get darker values. Add color to the drawing, reflecting the season of the tree you prefer, and add journaling. All right, and then there's the picture of their version of that. All right, this one is imperfect textures. Trim out images from the collage paper, set them aside. Using a palette knife, spread gesso over your page, using back and forth strokes for a framed look, and let it dry. Paste down your papers with the S-Paste, which is dried up, so we're using a glue stick, or at least glued shut. Use cheddar mixed with fuchsia and apricot to get a warm peachy color. For the top of the page, for the bottom, use the Marina and fuchsia for a plum color. Then you can use your monolith pencil to get soft and dark areas by smudging. Add gesso over the photos. Okay, and then there's their version of that. And then this is the definition of wabi-sabi. So if I've been saying it and you're like, what is wabi-sabi? Originated in Japan, the idea of wabi-sabi celebrates the weathered, the imperfect, and honors impermanence. This month we'll explore prompts to dig deep into these roots. The supplies included will help us build texture and achieve some grounding colors with rich rusts, beautiful blues and greens. As we celebrate this theme in mind, we hope you'll find joy in making imperfect art or making peace with our very human and transitory experience. And then wabi-sabi collage papers, monolith water-soluble woodless. Oh, woodless. That's why it's heavy. It's solid graphite. Dadgum. Graphite pencil. I don't know why that was just like so impressed me. And then the Dina Wakley paints and your journal. All right. She recommends you use a mop brush, palette knife, and a number 8 round. Okay. Let's see, what does this one say? It says there's a tutorial at letsmakeart.com/myvideos on YouTube. Or, no, letsmakeart.com/myvideos. I also think they at least were on YouTube. They may still be. You can probably look for, what did I say, April 2021 wabi-sabi and find videos on here on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube here. Okay, let's see what we do. So we've got this, because it said to bring in something of your own in one of those cards, so I don't even remember which one. So let's see if any of these little papers in here speak to me. Oh, the keys do. I love keys. I love keys so much. I have a gigantic tub of keys. My dad started it. I love keys, and so one day my dad just went through and gave me this bucket of keys. It was every key he had that he didn't know what it fit, and it was quite a lot of keys. And then he just kept adding to it over the years. And I have this bucket that's like this big around and this tall, and it's probably half full of old keys. I just love old keys. I don't know why. All right, I'm going to get rid of the... Oh, no, I'm not going to get rid of that package. That's a good package. What are you doing? Okay. Let's see. So we've got the words impermanent, imperfect, and weathered. The keys definitely speak to me. Definitely. Of course, the book page. You know I love me some book page. This is like old newspaper. I love that. And I do love me some rust. Alright, so why don't we cut out... Oh, alright. I like the There Is Beauty in Simplicity Wabi Sabi. So why don't we cut out some rust, because I love me some rust. Okay. And those are the words I want. I love that. And I don't know why I'm using her book page instead of my own, because we all know I have a ton. But I'm going to use hers. So, yeah. And I'm going to cut right there. And then cut the keys off. And she's got a picture of a feather, but I'm pretty sure when I brought in all my stuff, I had an actual feather in it. Here it is. I have an actual feather. I don't know where it came from, but instead of using their fake feather, probably came off a cat toy, we're going to use a real feather. So, all right. Ha ha ha. I will add all this over to our collage fodder, and I'm going to take all these cards and just put them in this bag. All right, now, what do we want to do with all this? Well, I think I'm going to cut out these words. This is big trees. All right, so I know what we're going to do. We are going to take this, right, and we're going to just cover the page. But do we want to do one page or two pages? One page. And then I'm going to add gesso to the center and try not to cover up the words big trees. And then I'm going to draw my tree. Yeah, so we're kind of going to combine all their cards. Yeah, we're just going to kind of combine them all. All right, so I am going to put down this first because I need to layer my yellow to fill in with that, because he's kind of short. So let's see. Alright, so we're going to put him there, but we're going to pull up the end. Oh, and my tea comes from Japan, so yeah. That's gonna just fit right in with our theme, isn't it? Alright, so I'm gonna pull this over and then we'll trim off the overhang so that it fits the page perfect after. See what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in and trim that. Those are just too big. Here it is. All right, I'm going to cut this down so that, because I want the big trees to stay, because we're going to put a tree on top. Oh, do we want this to go under? Or, oh, we want it to go like that. It's just more interesting. Okay, and we're through with this until we're ready to put the words on. Alright, so I guess we'll start with the gesso. So let me grab a baby wipe because I'm just going to use my fingers. Let's do draw first. Oh, there's no water. There's no water in there. Oh, and I gotta refill that. It seems like every time I'm in here, I've got to refill everything. Now the whole point of gesso is it covers everything, but I don't want to cover everything because I've got some really good stuff here. I just want to tie them all together and push some of it back a little. So I'm picking it up with this water and dry first, and then once I'm good and messy, I'll come back with a baby wipe. There we go. All right, and now then, let's just put a little of the cheddar down and a little of the marine. And same thing, I don't want to cover, I want to basically tint. I want to tint it. And I can do this because of the gesso. If I hadn't put the gesso down to have at least some seal on that paper, it all would have soaked in immediately. Here, it's only going to soak in immediately where the gesso isn't, which just makes it more interesting. And let's put just a little bit of the fuchsia, and I do mean a little bit, so that it's almost like a sunset almost, you know? Alright, I like it. Let me get another baby wipe because I am messy. I do like using just my fingers a lot of times. Sometimes it is the right tool for the job, but I'm so messy when I do. Ooh, and I'm almost out of baby wipes. I have to get some more. Okay, so we're ready to do the tree, and we're gonna take from the other card where it was talking about the subterranean level, and then, you know, to the sky. So I'm gonna consider this line right here. Consider this subterranean. That's that bottom paper, right? So it kind of makes a break. And then this is gonna be my my ground level, right? So my tree and reaching up into my sky. All right, that's my plan. And we're gonna draw it with this. So so I like my page a lot, but I don't think the graphite pencil is quite as dark as I want. So I'm just going to grab my Stabilo, and I'm going to at least darken up the trunk. I don't mind if the wispy limbs are a little lighter, but I feel like the trunk and the main limbs just need to be a hair darker so that you actually see all the connections. Alright, I like that much better. I didn't do everything with the Stabilo, but I did just darken up some, so I've got more light and dark in my tree just from the difference between where the graphite is and where the Stabilo is, because they're different colors. I just remembered we were going to use our feather. But at this point, I think he's not really necessary. So I like it though because it gives me the same option as my Stabilo, but with it being much, much lighter. So you want super dark, Stabilo. You want super light, this water-soluble graphite. And I think for my outline, I'm going to want super dark. Okay, so my words. There is beauty and simplicity, wabi sabi. Do I want them to do together or cut them apart? I'm going to cut them apart. Okay. Yeah, that's what I want. All right. Actually, I think I'm going to swap this for a black pen so that I have just a little more control. But since it is wabi-sabi, we'll use our Japanese sailor pen. And one last thing that I decided to do right at the end is one of these was the explanation card. Here it is. Nope. Here it is. This is the definition of wabi-sabi, and basically just explaining what this page setup was about. And so I thought, why don't we put this here, but hinge it so you can read it. Except that it's still going to be sideways. But it's too long to put this way, and I don't want to cut it. So yeah, we'll put it this way, and then when we want to read it, we'll just have to turn the journal. Not a big deal. Okay. Because that's a definition of wabi-sabi, not part of the prompts or techniques. And we just need some tape to do it. And all I really have handy, I think, is my artist masking tape. I don't think I have any washi, which would have been the perfect thing to do this with. But, oh well. Alright, and if you've never hinged something, it's actually pretty easy. Let's see, where do I want it? Put it right there. You tape it half on your background and half on your item. And then kind of make sure you get the crease between the two really, really well. I mean, you can see I'm running my fingernails down it. The reason is that you are going to turn it on that crease. And you're going to do it again. And actually I want to cut just a little bit higher than that. And you're going to do the exact same thing. You're going to go right into that crease. And you're going to make sure it is in there really well. Bone folder works great for this, but yeah, so does your fingernail. And then just kind of burnish it. And I do like the back of my scissors for this rather than a burnishing tool or a bone folder because of the weight, especially with my gold scissors, which are very heavy. All right, and now you can put that. And there we go. There is our 4/8/23 wabi-sabi inspired page. And I think we did pretty good of taking something from all the cards and truly embracing wabi-sabi. And I do still have the big trees visible, somewhat the leaves, the Japanese writing here, a little bit of it there. I really do feel like you can tell that's supposed to be your roots. And the marbling in that rust down there looks like more roots to me. So, yeah. And the white up here where the gesso smeared almost kind of looks like clouds or light. All right. Bye, y'all.